Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of God damn it. Another episode of James from the top. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of James and Jordan Talk to the Internet, Season 3, Episode 38, I believe. Jordan's drinking some water, staying hydrated. Remember everybody, drink a glass of water. So you may notice that the podcast looks a little bit differently right now if you're watching the video. That's because I swapped the camera setup and I will swap it again once I buy more equipment.
It's a phone now.
I have two phones going.
Oh, I didn't even see the other one.
Like this from now on. I'm going to buy two phones, used, probably about $100 each. So a lot cheaper than the $700.
You spent $200 on these.
No, I haven't bought them yet. These are just my phones that I have. This is my old phone. This is my new phone. You'll notice I'm not on. I don't have Instagram to look at now while you guys hijack the conversation.
Oh, that's good.
For like a week until I order these other phones. But this is going to be the new setup. The cool thing about this is there's no wires and no video boxes that will overheat and then Jordan won't freeze. So this is the first test. If there's no video for this, it's because it fucked up.
Well, how do you know I wasn't just freezing like in real
You're
life?
not that good.
Yeah.
What if I was though?
Do it.
You're shaking. Jordan is the most unsteady person I've ever met.
He didn't even move. It was just a pose. I was like, that's perfect.
When you record a video and send it to me, it looks like Michael J. Fox recorded a video and sent it to me.
It must be
the
neurological
damage.
So anyway, we're gonna have phones, and the cool thing about the phones is
phones.
Nope.
With drug dealers' names on them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Straight drug dealer situation.
The cool thing about the phones is they're wireless. So if Jordan, for instance, decides to go outside and start fucking with my license plate, I can grab a camera and follow him.
James said he wants to get tased.
And messing with your license plate.
Yeah, I'll play with the license plate.
When have I ever done that?
Like the time you were like, that's not what your license plate is, and then you walked outside and you came back and you're like, okay, yeah, I was wrong. Do you remember that?
Where it says like SpaceX or something.
Yeah, this was the exact argument, and I said, no, that's not what it says, and you said, yes, it is.
It says something like that.
Something space.
It's space related. I kind of don't want to say it on the podcast. Again?
Don't get vanity plates if you don't want people to...
No, I'm fine if you see me in real life. That's cool. You can look at my license plate, I guess. I'm not going to like punch you in the face for looking at my license plate, but I also just don't want to broadcast that information to the internet. You know? Know what I mean?
Sure.
He's a pussy. He doesn't want to meet the fans.
Also, speaking of meeting the fans, Jordan, I got confirmation that the package was received.
It was received.
I was sent a photo of the box.
Awesome.
And you're a fucking idiot.
What?
So when I said that you should print off a shipping label, what you did instead was you just typed out the person's address and then taped it to the box.
Yeah, I told him it was going to be real shady.
And then went to the post office.
It worked though, didn't it?
Yeah. You didn't even, you're supposed to go to the USPS website.
Why?
You enter in, here's why. You can enter in all of the information, and then when it gives you a little box and says, hey, you need a return address, you can sit there and you can think about it and think about, hey, maybe there's another, maybe I can set the return address.
You want it to be your return address?
As maybe a different building. Maybe I can just set it as the fucking Target.
Why are you so concerned? If you think this guy's going to murder you, why are you sending him Jolly Ranchers?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm explaining Jordan's concern.
What was my concern?
That you were going to get murdered.
I wasn't concerned about that. I said I was looking forward to it.
So,
add some excitement to my day.
Then you have the opportunity to think before you just show up at the post office and say, I don't need a return address.
Well, no. So if I show up at the return, at the post office
says, no, you do need a return address, then you're like, and then you just give your real address.
It wasn't like that at all. I said
that's literally how you described it.
I said, I don't need it to be returned to me. And he said, they kind of want you to have a return address. They frown on that. So I said, oh, okay, and I just wrote
but that's not a rule. Kinda and frown are not definite
I wanted to
words.
make sure this man got his Jolly Ranchers.
Does this man even eat fucking Jolly Ranchers?
I don't know.
Or is it just a bit?
I had a picture.
Free package.
I had a picture. He better not fucking open those because those are signed.
Don't keep that.
No, you should.
Don't keep a thing in Jolly
Ranchers.
There's like a
12%
in 10 years
chance.
when Jordan's dead and I'm still going with this podcast by myself,
In 10 years.
There's like a 12% chance that one of us will be famous for something. It might not be like good or great. Someone here will.
That's infamous.
12% be famous.
You want to get famous? Just become a serial killer, like a real sick one too.
Yeah, but then you gotta get
like, your own TV shows.
If you want to be famous, you have to like string that out over like 30 years of not getting caught, and then get caught
right
after like 40 years.
Right.
So that's not gonna make me famous now.
You want to be famous right this second?
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is Donald Trump's in court. Didn't a lady get arrested for like walking up to him? I saw a Reddit headline in my email of spam. It's like woman gets arrested for walking near former President Donald Trump in court.
So you saw a headline from Reddit, and you just immediately.
Well, I had a picture, so I assumed it was legit.
Okay.
I would look it up, except I don't have my phone.
That's why we are where we are right now.
I saw one about Ozzy Osbourne admitting that he used to piss his pants on stage because
kind of like
he
Liam
was already
Neeson?
wet.
Like Liam Neeson pisses his pants?
Yeah, I
That's
guess
not
so.
that unbelievable. I guess, you know the band Rammstein? Rammstein?
Maybe?
The German metal band?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You know.
Nope.
I do,
Are
actually.
you kidding me?
No.
You don't know what
He
Rammstein
doesn't
is?
No idea what you're
listen to
talking about.
music.
There's
You
like
listen to
it's
music.
one of those bands that's
I
like
listen to
it's
that.
damn near impossible to not have ever heard of them.
The only German band I've ever heard of.
You've never heard the
is-
song Du Hast?
I don't know what that is. Kraftwerk.
Yeah.
Oh my, yeah, you have. Kraftwerk?
That's the only thing I know.
Yeah, a little different. Anyway, the singer for this band, they got like the band got banned from this venue in Maine somewhere because the guy, any concert they went to, like the management went up to the people who were running the show, who, you know, own the arena or whatever, and they were like, so here's what's gonna happen. He's either going to like pee or take a dump on the stage tonight. And they were like, yeah, okay, whatever. And the guy just like took a fucking shit on the stage and then left. And they were like, no more.
No
They're
more.
they're not coming back here.
No more.
But
Listen, if somebody tells you this person is going to take a shit on your stage,
I love how we gave him a heads up though.
and your response is okay, whatever, that is not on them.
I think they thought it was a joke.
I don't care.
I mean, like, why would the management come up to you and say that, bro? Unless they were
just a
intentionally
heads
doing
up.
that.
If
Yeah.
somebody said that to me and I
Right.
said, oh, whatever,
You can't
and then
be
they
mad.
did it, I would not ban them because that's on me. I allowed that to happen.
That would
I
be on
should
you,
have
yeah.
said, even if it was a joke, I should have said, absolutely not. If you do that, you will be banned
But
from this
for real, if that did happen, if you were in that situation, would you say don't do that?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I probably wouldn't say don't do that, but I'm saying
You
if
would
I
have
did.
somebody else.
No,
say
if
it.
somebody came up to me
You
and
like
said,
put down a newspaper and do it
No,
or
if
something
somebody-
the
like
thing is,
that.
it wasn't that he took a dump on the stage. It was that he didn't clean it up. That
If
they
That's what I'm
just-
saying. Like,
well,
you
here's
put
what I
something
would say.
down.
If somebody came up to me and said, hey, this guy's going to take a dump on your stage, I would say, no, that's not enough. I want to see, instead of just taking a shit on the stage, I want to see them wheel out a toilet. And I want to see him take a shit, like a clear glass toilet, so you can still see everything.
This might have also been backstage. I don't think this was during the show.
Well,
Why
then
would
who
he
cares?
not- Why? Where?
That's way
wait,
different.
What? Hold.
It wasn't part of the show.
What
That's
the
wrong.
fuck did he do that
That's
for then?
stupid.
Just because.
That guy's an asshole then. I'm back
No,
on the
that guy's
manager's
fucking
side.
broken in the head for real. He needs to be like chained to a pole in somebody's basement. The fuck?
there
Just
have been
shit
some-
backstage for the fun of it?
Recently, he's been in the headlines.
Headlights.
And in the headlights.
I was
like a
fucking
deer.
What?
He
That just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Backstage.
he's had some people saying some stuff about him.
That changed
That
my
doesn't make it more stupid.
perspective on the matter.
It might have been. I don't know. It wasn't part of the show. I'm pretty sure.
Jordan, would you like to say
Crazy.
definitively what happened and what side you're on so that we can use this as in the libel
There
trial?
might be like it might have been in the news.
Here we go. Jordan's looking it up, everybody.
I think his name's Teal. This is like Teal Letterman.
What?
That's a made-up name.
Letterman.
I was
David
so
Letterman?
on board.
David Letterman.
Why would you do it backstage? Like where backstage?
Didn't something happen like a year ago where somebody pissed on stage and everybody was very excited or very upset about it?
Cardi B like pissed in some dude's mouth Ronnie Radke
I
used to
think it was
piss
a
on his
different
fans
thing.
all the time from the stage. I mean,
Jonesy, stop it.
it's not necessarily normal, but it's more normal than just like taking a shit
This
indoors
band-
on the floor for no reason.
There was a part of their show that they did actually. I think they got banned again. They got arrested. They pull out a massive. Okay, so the singer, he's got this like giant dildo thing that shoots white foam into the audience.
Sure.
And
Sure.
so
Like,
he-
wait.
right.
Hold on. Time out. White foam as in like a bubble bath foam, or
I
like
think it's
a
bubble
pool
bath.
noodle.
Like
It shoots like a t-shirt cannon, sort of like, you know, like a thing.
No, I'm sure it's like messy foam.
Well, that's
like
what I
bubble
want, like
foam.
silly string. Or,
oh, squirt shit in the audience. Oh no, it's
or did that guy take a shit in it and ruin it for everybody?
No, they just buy gallons of that fake
I can't
cum.
find any. Yeah, I mean,
That's
there's a
not
video
foam.
right here. I could show
They
you.
would get foam. You put like an aerator in it.
I don't know.
You
No,
foam
it's
it up.
it's like a. Oh, I
Listen,
want-
I have a lot of experience with the texture of cum.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
funny.
it's like bubble bath foam.
Anyway, he had something like that strapped to him, and then the keyboardist got down on all fours and he stuck the thing in the keyboardist's
Yeah.
butt.
Uh-huh.
And then they got arrested.
Why?
Oh yeah, it's like public
Decency on
indecency.
stage.
Yeah, you
What's wrong with
can't
that?
have sex on fucking
There's
stage.
nothing wrong. Well, I mean, that's not
How big
really
is
like.
this thing? Is it like a normal dildo size, or is it like giant?
I did not see. They did that for
There's
every
a lot
show,
of foam
but
coming out of there.
I don't think it was that one.
I don't think it was like a normal.
There's more than one.
Because if it's like this big and they're just like
Well, that's the-
bumping it into his ass, that's funny. That's not indecent.
No, I mean
But
they
if
did
it's
it
like
at
a
every
real
show. but
dildo and they're just having sex on stage,
I don't think it was actually like inserted into.
well, that's fine.
Well, then yeah,
right.
they get
What's the
arrested.
issue?
Some people down south didn't think it was funny.
Yeah,
That
it's
was-
your fault.
That's the issue.
You speak for all Southerners.
They would not like that.
Marilyn Manson used to stick the microphone like in his ass and walk around
Is
on
he
stage
the one
like
who
that.
got his ribs removed?
I mean, that's
a
not true, but
super
yeah.
urban legend.
I don't know.
He
Which
allegedly.
one's the one who everybody said that it was the kid from the Wonder Years? Was
That's
that also Marilyn?
Probably
Manson?
Marilyn Manson. Yeah.
But it's just not true. Like, it's just a different guy. Like, it's so easily. It's so sad that everything's so look upable these days.
Yeah.
Because in like 1995, you could just say shit.
Yeah, like so Marilyn Manson. The rumors about him are hilarious.
Like, who's the guy who drank too much cum and had to go get his stomach pumped?
What?
I don't know who that was.
It's
But
just not true. Like, it's just
Yeah, like I've never
looked.
looked up the Marilyn Manson. I haven't heard it in
And
years
who's
either.
the guy who got the gerbil up his ass?
Eminem.
No.
was that
That
Eminem?
Monday he wrote a song about it.
Okay, that's not who I'm talking about.
You're
though.
talking about the guy from Pretty Woman?
I don't know.
There is there's another Marilyn Manson rumor too.
Look up
That
gerbil in the ass.
when
I
he
know
came out with Mechanical Animals, that album, he's like in like he's got like boobs and shit. Like he's
Uh-huh.
just this weird look, and then like people thought he like legit got a sex change for that album cycle.
Nice.
Like that was they saw that picture and they were like, wow, this guy. But I love how like also the rumors are like funny if you can't look it up or anything.
Right.
But then you would see Marilyn Manson, you'd be like, you'd believe that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
someone could tell you something fucked up about him
You're,
that's
like,
just
at
not
least
true, and you'd be
wondering.
like, oh yeah, I can see that. It's great. But yeah, it was so he.
Huh?
Richard Gere.
I don't know.
It's not true.
No, it's
It was
not.
so
None of this is true.
The other Manson rumor is that he took a guitar string,
Mm-hmm.
cut out his ribs so he could perform oral sex on himself.
How would you do that
Was
with
the
a
With a
guitar,
guitar
string?
string. Yeah, I thought he just had his
that's
ribs
what he
removed.
said, because in an interview somebody asked him about it and he was like, with the guitar string? He was like, Jesus.
Yeah, like what
Well,
the
he didn't
fuck?
say Jesus. He was just like, wow.
That sounds uncomfortable.
Sounds
That
impossible.
sounds not pleasant.
Yeah, that was his like exact response during that interview. It was just goes to Marilyn Manson's just like quiet. He's just like, wow. That's fucked.
It was a rusty guitar string too.
Oh, yeah, rusty. Nice and gross and dirty.
Do you know either of you? Do you
What?
know the like
Muffin Man?
Do you know the Muffin Man? Do you know the meme of Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill when they're promoting Batman v Superman, and it's like somebody asks a question, and then Henry Cavill goes to answer, and Ben Affleck's just sitting there like looking off into space, and then like the sound of the video goes away, and just like the sad music starts playing as it zooms in on Ben Affleck's face, and it like starts to go to grayscale, and it's just like super depressing. He's just looking off in the distance, looking super sad. It's super popular when that movie came out, right? And fucking somebody asked him a follow-up question like a couple interviews later, and maybe when they were like doing Justice League or some shit, some other garbage movie, and they were like, hey, what did you learn from your experience on like Batman versus Superman? He said, I learned not to just sit there and let Henry Cavill answer a fucking question. Because he's just like, he's not sad. He's just sitting there waiting for the person next to him to answer the question.
Just listening.
He's just sort of like staring off into space because he's probably on his 27th interview that day. Been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. He's like thinking about his lunch. He can't smoke anymore because he has to be Batman. Like he's just depressed.
Why can't Batman smoke?
Because he's got to be ripped, bruh. That's why Daniel Craig quit smoking for James Bond.
He smoked in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
What?
What? Daniel Craig.
The potato man? The man that looks like a human potato?
Daniel Craig. A human potato?
Yeah, look at him. Look at his face and tell me that he doesn't look like a cross between a human and a potato.
Is that something the internet says, or did you just make that up?
No, that's a thing that I've heard.
He looks like the guy from Die Hard, but like a Gucci version.
Hey, what do we talk about?
Die Hard?
What do we talk about?
Yeah, he looks like Bruce Willis, but like Gucci.
Yeah, can see that.
The vibes.
I don't think he looks like a potato.
He looks like a potato.
Look at that.
Yeah, no, he's good.
Okay.
How old is he?
He's in his late 50s now.
55.
50-something.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this as my
he's not ugly.
Wallpaper.
Yeah, no, that's the exact same photo that she showed me.
I'm like, how old
how do you
is this person?
How do you change your
So you
background?
have to save the photo. Do you want me to do it for you?
Do you not know how to change your background?
He doesn't know how to do anything.
I never go on my phone, but I don't know if I want somebody to just see that on my... I don't know. That would be pretty funny to me.
You don't have a phone background right now?
Yeah, well, I thought it looked cool when I first got it. It's like space.
That's just blue.
No, it's... See the stars?
Oh my.
See, it spins. See? See how it's spinning?
Remember when I told you that
What
Jordan...
a sad life.
Do you remember when I told you that if I asked Jordan if he was coming to the podcast, I wouldn't get... If he wasn't, I wouldn't get a response until 7:30?
He's like, you know as well as I do. I'm like, well, I don't have his number or anything. He's like, you get the same amount of information.
You got a Snapchat? Add me on Snapchat.
Oh, yeah?
Talk into the goddamn microphone.
Oh, yeah?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah?
Stop talking into the other side. You're talking into
I'm trying to look at my phone. I can't see it.
So,
stop.
You told me to look
Hold
this guy
the microphone
up.
down.
It's spooky
This
time of the
pillow's in
month,
the
right?
way.
Yeah. Not tax season.
The Exorcist.
Right. The reboot/sequel?
Did you watch the new one?
No.
Oh, okay.
But that's what it is, right? It's like a soft reboot.
Yes. I haven't seen it, and I don't want to see it based on what I've heard.
You don't want to see it based on the Red Letter Media sketch?
Not
Or they're
just
talking about
that.
how it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
No, I would. Here's the thing with Red Letter Media that's like the best is they'll take a movie, if they don't like the movie, they'll like rewrite it in their heads, and it's always like ridiculous, but yet I would rather see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they just was like, I'm gonna possess the Rock, and then just like, looking for me, bitch. Like that would be so fucking fun. Like I would pay to see that.
Did you watch the animation thing they
looking
did
for me, bitch.
For Speed 3?
No. Or I don't know. I've probably seen all their stuff.
Where it's like they do this little skit at the beginning where it's animated and they're like, you know, talking in a coffee shop, and then Jay walks in and he's like, guys, I got us a meeting with director, I forget who directed Speed, but they're like, the director of Speed and Speed 2 and then there's just a beat, and then Jay goes, yeah, come on. And they go into this meeting, and then from there it's all improv, where it's like, what's the gimmick for Speed 3? And Rich Evans goes, here's the gimmick. It's Speed 4. It was going too fast.
Oh,
it
yeah,
went
no, I've seen
right
that.
by speed 3. And it's Sandra Bullock in a race, like an Indy 500 sort of deal, but she can't go more than 5 miles an hour. It's so funny.
What the fuck?
There's like, they're describing like, Keanu Reeves is jealous that he didn't get to go on the adventure in Speed 2, so he shows up.
Yeah, and it would just be a better movie.
A car just exploded twice. It's NASCAR. Why do you think people watch this?
I like the funniest movies that they watch are the ones where it's like a really bad action movie from like the 80s.
Yeah.
Or 90s.
Like
a
a
90s.
samurai cop style level of greatness.
There's one that I can't even remember what movie this was, but it was some cop thing. And there's like a scene in the movie where the bad guy's on a truck carrying oil, cans of oil, and he's throwing them off and shooting with an Uzi, and they're just blowing up left and right while this car's swerving, but all the other traffic is just driving normally, like as if nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Rich Evans was like, "Get off the road! It's just exploding!" Like it's ridiculous.
You're gonna get shot.
Get off the road! It's exploding.
We should do a Neil Breen featurette where we just watch all the Neil Breen movies back to back to back. We just spend like 15, 16 hours.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
Watching all Neil Breen movies. You don't think you could? I bet you could.
An entire day watching Neil Breen movies? Yeah. I don't even watch like
order
regular
pizza.
movies. Can you order a pizza?
Sure.
Does anyone actually deliver anymore?
Yeah, I can get pizza delivered.
You know a guy?
I've got connections.
Circle K.
No, let's go to call College Carryout and be like, "Yo, what's up?" They deliver.
Yeah, they do, but they say it's going to be like 3 hours.
Yeah, so you call them at 9 o'clock in the morning and I'll show up, whenever.
Where was that place?
It's over.
I think I've been there.
Past, like sort of on the way to UMA in the movies.
Oh, yeah.
It's by that baseball field.
Yes, okay. Because I remember I saw one time.
That hot dog place that I've never been to.
That hot dog
I think
place.
it's called Doghouse, but with 2 G's.
And they just sell hot dogs?
I think so. I assume they sell other things like french fries and maybe some sodas.
But they have to be in the hot dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the hot dog has to be in them.
Like the
so you get
the
a soda
straw
with a
for the
hot dog in
soda is
it.
just a hot dog, yeah.
They use hot dog water instead of regular water.
Oh. Put that over some ice.
Yeah.
Just the red snapper.
Well, the ice is made of hot dog water as well, so it won't water it down.
Oh, can you imagine drinking that?
No. That would be gross.
Yeah. How much, if I gave you $50, would you drink a cup of it?
How much is like an actual cup, like a standard cup or like a glass?
No, like a cup. Standard
For
cup.
$50?
Mm-hmm.
Is it cold or hot?
Warm.
Warm.
Like lukewarm?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
For $50?
I mean, you can't throw up.
I was going to say, does he have to keep it down is the question.
Are you guys serious? I can eat anything and I won't throw up.
I think I'd have to just,
I got a stomach of steel.
Even thinking about it makes me grossed out.
I'd
probably throw up if I watched you do it.
As long as you don't throw up on my $50. Do you have $50?
Do you throw up when you see something gross? Is that normal?
I think it's relatively normal.
It's like a numerical thing for me. It's like if I gag 3 times, I'm probably gonna throw up. So like if it's like nasty enough to make me gag, probably. So like, yeah, if I can't remove myself from the situation fast enough, probably.
Okay.
I've never gagged based on sight.
What about like?
I didn't used to, but I do now.
Have you ever worked in like a deli or anything?
No,
or just any
I
kind
can't.
Okay, well, like all the food that expires.
No.
And you put it. Have you ever?
No,
smelled
I was
that?
describing the rendering.
And I had to stop.
Earlier.
Did you notice I literally didn't say another word? I had to stop because I was thinking about a fucking rendering bin, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's gross.
No.
It's really not that bad.
Is it like?
You've never gagged when you smelled those?
No, because
I was gagging like a couple hours ago when I took it outside.
So.
Stunk up the whole room.
Is it just like a meat compost pile, or is it like
kind of
hot so it like renders the fat down?
I mean, you put
or
it out in the
whatever?
sun.
It's just
You just put
expired.
it
Are you
outside.
serious?
You put it outside for
Is
them
he
to come
fucking
take
serious right
Yeah.
now?
But sometimes
If you look
you
behind
go
it-
Who
out,
comes to take it?
like farmers.
Why don't?
Like a.
Stop!
So the fun thing, the best part is that sometimes you put it out there.
And people dig through it.
Well, one, people will dig through it,
Yeah.
sometimes you put it out, it's the middle of summer, and then you run out of renewing barrels, so you have to
Right.
go out into the sun and find one that's mostly empty and bring it back in.
And there's like
Isn't
5,000
it legal
flies.
to bring that into a fucking deli? That can't be legal.
Well, it's kept in any grocery store. It's like the meat
Slop
room will have
room or
like
something?
the cooler. So
Oh, that's the room where we keep the fucking flies and maggots. Just keep the door closed.
Oh,
bro.
there have been maggots. I've opened it up and seen maggots.
I've seen so many maggots on
You
one
put all
before.
the fish in there too, so it just reeks of rotting fish.
That's been outside for days.
Yeah, it's cool.
Um,
It's really
Yeah.
not that bad.
it's gross. The maggots, I was gagging one time.
Yeah, like I can't do maggots. I can't do it.
Like in so many maggots that like you could just scoop them all up with your
I
hand,
can't.
and they were like you couldn't even see
I'm gonna have to
anything.
put a warning at the beginning of this video.
A gag
Ma-
warning.
maggots are like.
Jordan describing fucking fisting the meat maggots.
No, I didn't use that. I opened it up and I just said no, and I
Dude.
got a different
Oh,
one.
I can't. There's this episode of Grey's Anatomy where this woman has like a sore or whatever, got infected, and so it just kept getting like bigger and bigger, and she's like has a
We've all been
phobia.
there.
She has a phobia of hospital, so it's been like months,
Oh boy.
and they took the bandage off, and it's like covered. That's the only thing in that whole entire show. Like 17 seasons, it's gore all everywhere. I can't look at that. I can't. I have to like turn away. That shit will make me throw up.
Maggots in the wound.
Just maggots.
Wait,
They're
is that
fucking
real?
gross.
I'm sure
That's
it's
a
a
fake
real
show,
thing that's
right?
happened.
They use real meat and stuff like that. They use like pigs and cows.
In the show. So and there's an
The maggots might have been real. I can't look at it
They
long
use
enough to
real
tell you.
meat.
They
in
use
the
real intestines and organs and things. Yes.
I guess I've never really watched that show.
I heard a story
It's pretty
about
good.
a zombie movie, like a super low budget zombie movie,
No.
where
No.
they bought like pig intestines and stuff to use as like the fake body parts.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, here's what's not awesome is they took a week break and somebody unplugged the fridge that they were keeping it in, but they were so tight on money that they couldn't go buy new organs, so all the zombies had to use the fake, like in the set dressings and stuff. They had to use this week old unrefrigerated
That cannot be safe.
intestines, so they had to be like, I'm a zombie, and then cut, and they're like,
Like for real.
Well, they could have just like, I think a zombie throwing up's kind of scary too. Like if a zombie was just like
projectile
puking.
vomiting.
You're
Yeah,
like, what the fuck did he eat?
like Exorcist
He ate
throw
one of the
up.
Taco Bell employees.
But then again, it would ruin it if you could see what the food was the zombie was eating.
Well, it would just be red, wouldn't it?
Green bile. Jonesy is fucking asleep over there.
Well, I mean, it's not a real zombie.
Do you watch The Walking Dead? Did you watch The Walking Dead?
No.
I was watching the other day, and it occurred to me like bloodborne illnesses would be like a really big problem. I feel like between like all the zombies and all the people running around with like cuts and scrapes on them. I mean, like
Right.
you kill a zombie or like it touches you, like even if it doesn't bite you, you've probably got blood somewhere on you. And like in that show, they'll like cut them when they're like on top of them, and they'll like blood all over them, but they never get like hepatitis. So
Maybe it's
Maybe they
just
do,
through.
and it's just not the main concern.
I mean, some of that shit would
Hepatitis.
definitely
Like,
kill you though.
Hey, I have
I just don't know any more
hepatitis, and they're like,
diseases.
hey, there's a fucking horde of zombies over there that want to eat us.
Right.
The real
Drink some
problems with
orange
people.
juice and feel better inside, but like, what do you want
No,
from
but
me?
there's like other diseases that are more serious, right?
No, I don't disagree, but I'm just telling you, even if somebody got fucking AIDS, it's like, that's not the problem we're concerned about.
I mean, once you have a place to live, it is. You're not just on the run the whole time. You find somewhere to hole up.
I think it's just you only get it through like a bite.
No, not the zombie disease.
Maybe the
like
zombie
if I have
disease-
AIDS and I turn into a zombie,
Well,
and
maybe
so
you don't have AIDS as a zombie.
so I had AIDS before I died.
Well, maybe the
And
zombie
so, listen,
thing
humor me.
cures AIDS.
Humor me. So I'm
Maybe
dead
that's
now.
how zombies happen.
I'm dead,
Trying
and
to
I'm
cure
in
AIDS.
a horde of other zombies, and we're bumping and fucking jostling
You're
with each
fucking-
other.
Yeah.
And
That sounds
their
kinda hot.
throat
I
is
kinda wanna be
slit,
a
and
part
I'm
of
stabbed in
this.
the stomach,
Right.
and this one's arm is falling off, and so like all of our blood is like touching
Mhm.
each other.
Uh-huh.
After like a year or so, like a good amount of the zombies have to have AIDS or something bad,
I mean,
and then they would just be walking around spreading it
Well,
to
here's
other
a
zombies
question.
and to the people.
Here's a question.
I think they
Do
probably.
zombies have heartbeats? Because if it's not circulating the blood around,
Right.
then if you just get some blood on you, then it's not that big of a
So
deal, I feel like.
in
'Cause
The
it's not
Walking
getting
Dead, they
into
do.
your-
In The Walking Dead, they do. And this is the universe that I'm referencing. But in The
Well,
Walking
right.
Dead, they do. Enough of their brainstem comes back to life to animate their body.
Technically, they're not zombies in The Walking Dead.
Walkers.
Because they never say the word zombie for some reason.
It's because Hasbro trademarked it.
I don't think you can trademark that.
They call them walkers.
I don't think you can trademark a
Well,
word like that.
The main people call them walkers. Some people call them bobbers. Some people call them reavers, whatever the fuck.
Reavers are from Firefly. Just saying.
It's a ghost, Jordan.
There's a
Yeah, what was
there's a rocket called Firefly that flies with Reaver engines, and one time one of the engines blew up. And hey everyone, Editor James here. Just want to give you a heads up. Next little bit, we're going to be using some words that some people might not want to hear. I'm going to put a time code on screen and in the description, so skip to that if you're not into words surrounding sexual assault. We're not using them in that context, really. We're talking about a TV show, specifically Firefly, and the Reavers in Firefly and what they do. So if you've seen Firefly and you know what that is, and you're not cool with the terminology surrounding that, skip ahead to the time code again on screen in the description. See you later. Everybody was like, ooh, the Reavers took out Firefly.
Ooh.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, those are the spooky guys. They
Yeah.
rape you to death or whatever.
Yep.
They look like.
What?
Have you ever seen Zathura?
rape you to death?
Do you not know about Firefly?
No.
So it's a sci-fi show. It's like cowboys in space. Not Space Cowboys, which is a great movie starring Clint Eastwood and Tommy Lee Jones. I had to think about that one. But Firefly, they're these people things called Reavers that fly around in spaceships, but they don't have any radiation shielding, so they just like get super fucked up. Like their skin starts falling off and shit. So they go around and they find other ships, and I think the character says that they'll board you, and if you're lucky, well, what they'll do is they'll board you, they'll rape you to death, then they'll cut your skin off and wear it, and then they'll eat you. And she says if we're very, very lucky, they'll do it in that order.
Basically just dudes. Chilling.
Yeah, most of human history. Except for the radiation part.
Well,
Why do they wear the skin?
Because they're just like insane. Because
It's
they're
extra
like out at the
radiation
edge of
protection.
space.
So
They've just gone mad. They've gone space mad.
you've never felt that way?
And then there is a reason that it happens. Later on, you find out in the movie. Whereas
he's-
like there was a planet that they decided they were going to do experiments on. They being the government, of course.
And made that.
And well, they made a gas, a chemical that would make people more docile, so they wouldn't fight. The problem is that 90% of the population just stopped doing anything. So they would just like sit there and not do anything, not eat, not drink, and they would just die. And then 10% of the people, they went the exact opposite direction, got super hostile, and then they turned into Reavers.
Reavers.
Over like 100 years of, like generational stuff. So yeah, Firefly, great show. It's got Nathan Fillion in it. Great actor.
Don't know what that is.
He was in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Don't know who that is.
What? The movie we went and saw together?
Did we see that?
Yes.
What happens in that one?
So that's the one where Gamora's off with the
She
other
doesn't
people.
remember him?
Yep.
Okay.
And then they go to Rocket Raccoon gets hit by Adam Warlock.
What did you just call him?
Rocket Raccoon. His name? What did
Continue.
what should I
Nothing.
call him?
No.
Sir Rocket,
Rocket Raccoon is great.
That's his name.
But he doesn't like to be a raccoon. Oh, no, I
because at
remember.
the end he does, because he realizes that he did come from a raccoon.
Oh, because he found all the babies
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
cages.
And they were all horrifying looking.
They
And
were
then
cute.
all
No, he's talking about the fucking rabbit and the otter and
yeah.
the fucking
The fucked up
walrus.
ones.
they were cute.
That's the one where he had like a girlfriend, right?
Well,
like an
I
otter
don't-
girlfriend.
They were all friends. Let's not bring romance into this. One of them's name was Floor.
He fucked that otter.
And
Well, who wouldn't?
they all got killed, right?
Does she
Oh,
have
yeah.
otter titties?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I certainly was not looking for that. I mean, maybe on a rewatch, I might zoom and enhance on there. But what was I saying? He's in that one. He's the guy when they go to that weird planet that's all gooey. They like break in, and Nathan Fillion's like the head of security who shows up, and they start saying, "Oh, he's Chris Pratt's like, oh, this guy's he's an idiot, but you know he's one of the higher ups. He's like their nephew or something." And Nathan Fillion's like, "Oh yeah, I got one." He looks over at the guy and he just like gives him one of those.
I guess I don't really remember this movie very well.
We should watch it again. It's good.
Isn't it like new?
Relatively. It's on like Disney Plus and you can like rent it and buy it and stuff. Din. There you go, fight for the food. Bino's shoving his fat ass face in there, kicking Jonesy out.
That's the one with the gold guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Far more beautiful.
Your favorite character introduction, maybe?
How does he get introduced?
It's just the Guardians of the Galaxy are on their little base, and then it smash cuts to that guy flying through space.
Oh, yeah.
That movie's so funny. I love it. First F-bomb in the MCU.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who is it?
It's Chris Pratt. He's trying to...
What did you tell me about him that was bad?
Well, I said that I think that I've heard rumors that the church he belongs to is like super like homophobic and stuff.
Oh, and he abuses his fucking cats, that piece of shit.
Okay, so
he abuses his
I believe
Yes.
the thing that you found out was that he tried to give up his cat.
That's what it was. He tried to give it away. Fucking
So,
bastard.
or something.
You hate gay people and cats.
why can't you give away your... If you
How
can't take care of
broken
your
is your
animal?
moral compass? Wait, Chris Pratt can't take care of his fucking animal?
Well, what year was this? The guy used to work at like a fast food place.
He would eat the food as it was going back.
No, they
I
said
feel
you
like
could
it
eat
was
whatever
recent,
you wanted.
but
They would just
I-
take it off of your
I'll look
paycheck.
it up again because I did love Chris Pratt and it hurt my feelings.
What's up with
So,
everybody loving Chris Pratt and now they
it's
don't?
fucking awesome.
I
Well,
just
I
think
found
that a
out that
bunch
he
of
hates
stuff came
cats.
out, and it was just like, it's not as cool as I thought it was.
Because you like Trump?
I don't think it was just that. I think it was just like a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of little things. And everybody's like,
There's an article that says, "Why did everybody turn on Chris Pratt?"
Yeah, they did.
I don't know if I was ever that big of a fan. It was just like, yeah, I guess he's a pretty good actor, and I like him in the movies he's in. But you know, whatever. And then a bunch of stuff came out, and I was like, okay, I guess he's kind of I guess I kind of disagree with him about a bunch of stuff. And then I think it came out that he was like part of a church that was super homophobic, and I was like, yeah, I mean that's not that surprising though, based on everything else I know about him.
I didn't know anything about him.
So
I just thought he was
Chris
funny.
Evans
That he doesn't like cats.
is the best Chris. We all know it.
Chris Evans.
Captain America.
He's literally not. He's literally not.
He's jacked. He's jacked.
I disagree.
Not in the beginning of the movie. He's tiny.
Depends on which movie you're talking about.
The one where he's small. They turn him into
I just bought that. I have that.
Captain America.
The first one.
Captain Americano. Oh,
Next to the
wow.
Hulk.
Yeah, I can definitely see that from here.
Well, open your eyes.
You've got so much lighting on it. It's all just bright.
These are all so fucking out of order. We watched Batman Begins today for a commentary.
I can't find it about the cat. Found it so fast last time.
What did you think about Batman Begins?
I didn't watch it. I don't know what happened. His helmet was cool. The rest of it was okay.
His helmet was cool.
Alfred is old. I feel like that's proper. He was an old white man. That felt right. I liked watching the house blow
Michael
up.
Caine.
He deserved it. TBH.
How do you feel about Christian Bale?
Who's that? Oh, that's Batman.
The main character of the movie.
Bat boy. Man boy. He's very ugly. I don't know. There's something wrong with his face.
American Psycho.
Yeah, he was talking about, I bet his face don't look any better.
He's pretty cut in American Psycho. He's not as buff as he is in Batman.
That doesn't make him not fucking
I'm
ugly.
just letting you know. He does a skincare routine every morning. Puts the face, if his eyes are a little puffy, puts an ice pack on. It's just the most vain person you can imagine.
And that's Batman.
And like I said, when he was making the movie and he went to hang out with those real people, they didn't understand that the movie and the book were making fun of them. They didn't.
What?
Like Christian Bale went to go like hang out with the Wall Street people that he was like
Oh,
the
okay.
Patrick Bateman types,
Mm-hmm.
who just sit around and don't do anything except try to get reservations for dinner. And he was like, man, they were all super excited. They're like, oh man, it's so cool you're making a movie about this. Yada, yada, yada. We love the book. He's like, oh, it's kind of interesting that you like the book like that. And they're like, why? He's like, oh, because it's satire. It's kind of like.
It's making fun of you.
It's kind of making fun of you. And they're like, what? Like, they just didn't understand that it was making fun of people like that, which is what it is. Like, it's borderline a comedy. Like, it's just this. They're making fun of you.
And they could just relate to it.
Like, they're so detached from reality that they didn't understand that this was making fun of them. And it's amazing. It's one of my favorite stories.
I watched this. There's this new show about James Bond that came out. And I guess Sean Connery was like way different than like his previous work. You wouldn't think he would ever be like selected.
Yeah, he was in Darby O'Gill and the Little People, which is an Irish movie about leprechauns.
There's some director or something. His wife just really liked Sean Connery. And then they took him and then they put him in this like high class society place. They were like, you need to learn how to be fancy.
How to hit women with an open hand.
So yeah. So
but
then
only if she deserves it.
They bought him all these nice suits and stuff, and then they made him like live like James Bond would, but in real life.
Just drunk.
Probably. I mean.
Sometimes you'd take a gun out and shoot somebody. Just betting women who don't want to be sexed.
Yeah. Well, he had hair in that other movie, right? Or was he bald all the time?
No, he had hair in that movie when he was like 25. I think the first James Bond, he's wearing a toupee though.
Yeah. And it just falls off when he's banging people. So that's what you do.
It goes in their mouth.
Oh. Yeah.
Now we're all picturing it. It's very funny.
Can you imagine if you were just having sex with somebody and they just turned into like
Sean Connery?
Like stuff just started falling off and they were just completely fake.
I think we've had this exact same conversation more than once on this podcast.
Really?
I think so.
Well, some things it's like your mind just goes back to it,
I think that you asked me if I would be upset if that happened.
Yeah, I remember that. Would you be upset?
I mean,
I want a second opinion.
What's falling off? Like,
all right,
what are we talking about
the hair
here?
comes off
like extensions or like a wig?
Like a wig, like just, and it's just like the worst, like
I was gonna say, like,
balding you've ever seen. Like it's just like there's like a little bit of the hair. This looks like Gollum.
I think that's okay. Cause like I've worn extensions before, and like bald guys aren't really that ugly. Bruce Willis looks better bald,
well, no,
so I don't hate.
It's not the bald part. It's that it's not shaved. It's that it's like still a little.
Can I give my opinion on this?
It's scientifically unsound because to apply a toupee, it has to be free of hair.
Can I?
Or like a proper hair.
Well, if it's coming off, it wasn't applied properly.
That's true.
So can I?
So like that's why I'm breaking up with him, because he can't put on a toupee.
Can I give my opinion? What I said? I said I wouldn't be so upset that this person is bald or whatever. I would be upset that they didn't tell me before they had sex with me.
That they were bald? No, that's not something you have to fucking disclose.
Yeah, who cares?
Not if they're bald. Now, like if they have like a fake nose or something and it like falls off, it's like silicone or something. Like I'm gonna lose my shit. If your teeth come out,
I think that's also part of it.
Lose it.
Jordan just kept
That's
going.
what I'm talking about. Like
he's
the
just
teeth
like
fall
everything
out.
just is wrong.
Yeah, like if everything's falling off, like I have a problem. But like honestly, the teeth, because a lot of people have fake teeth. But
yeah,
like I would be grossed out.
If your fucking teeth fall in my mouth,
we're definitely stopping.
Done.
We're definitely stopping. But
out.
I don't know if I'd be like mad at you or like thinking that you're like trying to play me or whatever, because shit happens. But like the rest of it, yeah.
So my Pepe used to pop his teeth out like Alien.
Yes,
what if like that happened?
I have a friend who can do that. He dropped like a piece of a truck on his face and it like cracked his two front teeth.
Nice.
Ow.
So he's got like a piece and he can like flip it out. It sticks out like this far. It's like two teeth.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, sounds hilarious.
It is.
That's like the worst, like mouth injuries. Like, ugh.
He was working on like an 18-wheeler and he said some piece of it fell out and hit him right in the face and just busted him right out.
It's probably Optimus Prime's dick.
Could been.
So what would you do, Jordan? Okay, so there's you're with.
I'm just picturing a man getting mouth fucked by an Autobot.
You're with a girl, so she has extensions, so like her extensions fall out, and then.
Well, extensions aren't how gross.
She's got like fake nails, and so like one or two of those pop off.
No, that's nothing. Because that's like having like jewelry or something. I would say it would be more like, well, you don't watch Sunny, but this is like where I can't thought of this. In Always Sunny in Philadelphia, one of the main characters, it turns out he's like unbelievably unattractive, but it's all makeup and like a hairpiece.
You can't watch that episode anymore.
Right, it's off.
Yeah.
Unless you have the physical copy.
Why?
Because they do like racist stuff.
One of the characters wants to be an actress, and she's always trying to. She has these characters she does, but they're like super racist.
Yeah,
that's the joke because they're not.
The joke
they're
is
all
that
terrible
they're
people.
Terrible
like,
people.
Right.
They're making fun of terrible people.
But yeah, she's unable to realize that like she can't act, and that her characters are just like tasteless and like offensive.
And in that episode, one of her things is like, because it's D-Day.
Yeah, she makes him take all his stuff off and hit on a woman.
Part of her thing is like, I'm going to go through back, I'll go do all my old characters, and that's why they took it off.
Yeah.
Like Hulu.
But there's a scene where he takes all his makeup off. She makes him take everything. And he's like, yeah, he looks like a sickly ghoul thing. And he goes up to some woman in a bar and he's like, shrinking
he's
alone.
All sweaty.
Yeah, he's just like horrifying.
He's all hunched over.
Wonder if there's a picture.
Probably. They took all of the racist episodes off.
Yeah, there's only like 3 they got rid of, right?
I think there's 4. It's all the Lethal Weapon ones. Because Dennis and Mac decided that they were going to make Lethal Weapon 5. Whatever, they were going to make another Lethal Weapon movie. And they couldn't figure out who wanted to play which character. One of the characters being black, both of these characters and Sonny being white. So they're having an argument later on because they're like talking about reshoots, and he's like, I still can't believe that you decided, it's very tasteless to me that you decided to do blackface to play your version of the character. And he's like, well, I think it's tasteless that you didn't do blackface because that's not who the character is. And they get into this argument about blackface and stuff.
Yes, I can see why it was removed.
They're like talking about how you can do tasteful blackface.
Is this supposed to be the ugly guy?
Yeah.
What's because he has big ears?
No, that doesn't really. You'd have to see the whole like scene, I guess. He like goes up to her. Yeah, I love this. I like the Reddit thing. It just says, "Did I frighten you?" Did I frighten you?
So for context, Dennis is like very creepy.
Okay.
Like he's on a cruise with a woman. He's on a cruise ship, and this what isn't there a thing where he's like he accidentally tries to bang a 17-year-old or something? Jesus.
No, he takes her ID out of her purse to check on her age
to make sure
and
she's
he's
not
like
young.
1993. That's good.
He like stops her in the hallway.
Yeah. But anytime he tries to flirt with her, the lightning, there's a storm, so it'll be like like a
by
horror
flirt
movie.
He means I noticed you drinking pina coladas or something, whatever it is. He's just like being super stalkery and creepy. I think he gets thrown in the brig. I think they all end up in the brig. That's the point of the episode.
Boat jail.
Yeah. Then they almost drowned Danny DeVito in real life because he was so buoyant. He just wouldn't sink, so I had to tie a bunch of weights to him.
What the fuck?
This was like a Facebook thing. It was the same picture of Dennis Reynolds every day.
Yeah.
Posted. But
Mac's
yeah.
famous mac and cheese.
Dennis is the white boy.
Dennis, yeah.
There's an episode called, is it The Gang Turns Black? The musical one?
Jesus Christ.
I think so.
Where they all wake up and they're black people. And they start singing and they don't know why. And then it turns out that it's a different character.
So wait, are they actually black people? Or do they just think they're black
their
people?
characters, but when they look in the mirror and how other people perceive them is they're black.
Okay, but did they actually hire black people to do that in the mirror part? Okay.
So, and they're all like completely different. Like they look nothing like their characters.
It's just a black woman for a girl and a dude for a dude.
And then at the end of the episode, after they like learn this lesson about how to not, judge people because of the color of their skin, it's like, oh, they're waking up. And then it's just the different character whose name on the show, I believe, is Old Black Man. Like, he doesn't have a name. It's just part of this stupid bet they had earlier on, where now they have to sleep in a bed with this old man who happens to be black, but they just keep calling him Old Black Man because they're all racist. And he wakes up, and they're like, it's time to go. Like, get out. Like, it's your 1 day a week or whatever that we have to sleep with you is done, so get out. He's like, you guys didn't learn a lesson? They're like, what are you talking about? He's like, I had this dream. And they're like, well, we didn't have it, so get the fuck out. Like, they're just horrible. There's an episode very early on where they're at the bar, and it's like the opening shot is Charlie's like looking around. He's like, have we? The crowd's looking a little young today, and it like pans out, and it's just like children in their bar ordering beers and stuff, and they're like, we haven't carded anybody in a while. It's like, how old are you? And this like 12-year-old's like 21. So then they decide, instead of stop serving these children, they're like, okay, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna provide these kids a safe space to drink. We're gonna water the beers down. And then they like end up getting invited to prom. So Dennis almost goes, with this like 18-year-old girl, he's like 30. Jesus Christ. It's a great show.
It sounds like an okay show.
It's so bad.
Mm.
Oh my word.
It's so
It's just like they're just so horrible. Like at the beginning, it's just like, oh, these are horrible people. But then when you get into like season 11, they're just psychopaths. They're all insane.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Shameless?
Yeah.
Is it like that?
It's like that, but more funny.
Like more satirical.
Yeah.
Less serious.
It's less. There's like no story.
What was the show?
Shameless. There's like no story.
Is that the one that's
it.
like a sequel to that? What's that movie? Shameless?
Are you talking about Limitless, the one about the pill?
No, Shameless.
Shameless was about just like a crazy
It's
ass.
like a dysfunctional family.
Yeah, really hood ass dysfunctional family. Bunch of hoodlums
I only watched a few episodes.
doing hood rat shit. They throw their dad off a bridge.
Yeah, but there's a movie that this show is based off of, I think.
There's an episode called Country Mac. Or is it Mac Day? I think it's just called Mac Day. Where Mac, who's just like, he's crazy. His cousin from the Country Mac, shows up. And he's just like the total opposite of Mac. Well, they're the same at first, where they're just like doing karate moves in the parking lot at each other. And then everybody's just like, Jesus Christ, there's two of them. So then they have to keep going on with Mac on Mac Day. And they have to do all the stuff that he's going to do. And he's like, okay, we're going to do this badass. He has this thing called Project Badass, where he tapes himself doing badass stuff.
Like Jackass.
Kind of, but he's just an idiot. Like one of them, he tapes a bunch of firecrackers to his jacket. And he rides a bicycle off a roof onto like 4 mattresses, and he just lands and he's laying there, and then all the fireworks go off. Like, nothing, it's just horrible. But he's like, we're gonna do a Project Badass where I jump off the bridge, and they're like, whoa, you're gonna jump off the bridge? He's like, well, no, not actually. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run up. It's gonna look like I'm gonna jump, and then I'm gonna edit the video so it looks like I jumped. They're like, that's not that badass. And he's like, well, it's it's safe, so being safe is badass, and all this stuff. And then Country Mac's up there with him. He's like, so you're going to jump? And he's like, no, I'm not going to. He's like, well, you better do it before somebody tries to stop you. And he's like, that's not how Philadelphia works. And as the cars are driving by, they're like, do it, pussy. He's like, thank you. And then Country Mac just jumps off the bridge. And he wades out of the water holding a beer. But before that happens, Mac runs up to the other people. Like, they're trying to get their thing straight. They're doing something to camera. And they see the and they're like, did somebody just jump? And then Mac runs up. He's like, he's dead. We have to go. We have to leave. And then he wades out with the beer. It's so funny. They enter Mac into a karate tournament. Because he's going on about how he does karate. But
Are you just gonna explain every episode?
Yeah. So this is episode 2. No, just this last bit. But they enter him into a karate tournament, and he like gets a point because he blocks something, and then some guy like kicks him, and then Country Mac rolls up. And he's like, "Oh hell no!" And he like rips his shirt off and he throws a beer can at this guy, and then this other guy rolls up with a knife. But he's like an ankle knife, and Country Mac grabs it before he can use it. And he's like, you bring a knife to a fight, you better be prepared to use it or whatever. And then the guy backs off. And then Mac is like, guys, I need to go change. I shit my pants. And then at the end of the episode, they're like, hey, Country Mac, can you stay in the gang and we can kick Mac out? And he's like, sure. and he gets on his motorcycle and he starts to drive away, and then he just like wobbles and he falls over and he's dead.
And he's dead.
And that's the end. And then Danny DeVito flushes his ashes down the toilet.
What the fuck? It's like the worst show ever made.
It's so funny. You have to watch it.
You have to watch that other show.
What other show?
The one where they show different body parts.
No, I'm not watching that.
What show is that?
Your fucking
The
Naked
one you
Attraction.
recommend. Naked
See, he remembers.
Attraction.
Did you watch it?
Dumbass.
No, I haven't. I looked it up.
So
See,
how
the
are you going to tell
person-
him that he has
The
to watch
person
it
who
when
said
you
he was
haven't
going
fucking
to watch
watched
it is trying to
Yeah,
lecture
exactly.
me on watching
No,
it.
it's fine. I'm surrounded by fake friends. It's cool.
I'm not fake.
He's also not your friend. That's
Yeah.
what I was expecting him to say. I'm not your friend.
No, it's just hilarious. Like, that was his first response. You've never said that. It just says a lot about you.
I don't give a fuck.
He's like, I'm fake as fuck.
Yeah, he's gonna admit to it.
Yeah, I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
No sense hiding it. I'm not Ellen
You just
DeGeneres over here.
have to You just have to just accept that that's just James and then move on.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did.
Like, don't ever actually get offended by anything, and never tell him anything serious.
No, I don't. God, trust me.
Yeah.
I locked
If you
that
told
part
me a
fucking
serious thing,
down.
If you came to me and you were
If
like,
I can't tell you
I
a
don't know.
non-serious thing without you spreading it, I can't tell you a serious thing
that
without you
is not
spreading
even
it.
remotely true.
It's very true.
I have sources who I will not name for
I
secrecy.
bet he already has.
For secrecy,
You know you want
who
to.
have trusted me with
See, I
He's
wouldn't
thinking
secrets.
about it.
With secrets, and they could if I revealed them, which I won't.
He's making shit up now.
But
It's
I
like
could.
fake secrets.
I could have sources verify that I'm able to keep secrets.
Y'all, if these sources watch this podcast, please comment down below and let me know
Yeah, I'm
if
sure
James
they
keeps
will.
your fucking secret. Yeah, because they don't exist. No one's gonna comment and say yes, James
Well,
keeps
nobody's
my
gonna comment
secrets.
anyway because nobody watches this fucking shit.
I think there were like 3 views on one of the videos.
You guys are such haters. Every time I look, it's like 7, 13,
Oh
Yeah.
wow,
26.
they've actually slowly been going up.
That's what I'm saying.
They
Like, shit don't
it used to
happen
be like
overnight.
4,
Yeah.
and now it's like, oh, the average video is getting like 20 views.
It's like not nothing.
And then some of the shorts are getting like several thousand.
Have y'all ever like? Probably not. You
We're-
have. You did that Minecraft thing. You're like
What?
invested in social media. It takes time.
No, I know.
Like a long time.
I refuse to do social media as well. That's
Well,
that's
YouTube
one
social
of the,
media, but-
That's one of the starting points of this podcast was we weren't going to promote it. Like we weren't going to tell anybody about it.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Like we could probably get double the views if I just told my family about it.
Do you want that though?
I don't care. They can fucking. I don't put anything out on the internet that I don't care. Like I don't care if people hear it. They know that I don't like them.
Yeah, except you edit out all the shit you talk about
No, I don't.
people you know.
I don't fucking
He's
care.
like, well, if they buy the Patreon, they'll know of it.
I'm. Yeah.
Fucking shicey. He's petty. I bet if I purchased the Patreon, he's talking
See,
all
I'm not
kinds of
gonna
shit.
say people's names.
They would know if they watched
If
it though.
they are the person, they will know. But I don't want other people who aren't part of my fucking family to know that I hate X. They fucking
Which
know.
one's X?
They know who they are.
Right? It's like they don't know
Elon
which like
Musk's
John you're
kid.
talking about. Like nobody knows.
People would
Dude, I looked up a video about I was talking about that the other day.
Yep.
It's Ash
catch them.
Ash A12 or some
Gotta
shit.
catch them all.
That's his name.
See,
It's
like-
named after a plane.
I don't have
Got
any.
'em.
My family's all cool.
Yeah.
We got rid
Wow.
of all the problems.
Buried him in the backyard.
Like anyone who was,
what the fuck?
anyone who nobody liked, divorced. Like everyone that made holiday gatherings not enjoyable, they're gone. So now it's just the cool people left. Like my sister's fiance, super cool. Family, super cool. Every Thanksgiving's a blast.
You don't have like a creepy uncle? Like the
Divorced.
fucked up cousin?
Well,
you
I
can't
keep-
divorce your real family.
Oh,
I keep
You
trying to
know?
show up at Join One Love.
so they don't. We just don't see them.
They don't come.
Divorced.
They aren't invited.
Divorce.
There's like, I think I got a bit of a, what is he? I guess my cousin. Yeah, I guess he'd be a cousin. I don't see him though, but he's pretty sure he's like on fucking heroin and shit.
Nice.
But I never see these people.
I got one of those.
Everybody does.
I mean, even like, yeah, even like, cause we're talking like the holiday people, the ones you actually see, you know. But even like the other distant or like cousins and stuff, divorced.
Divorce.
It's seriously, it's like
This
my
is
family.
Like Parks and Rec. bit.
My family's just
Straight to
cool.
jail.
They just straight to jail. They just I don't know. It was like there were times where
Not cool at
stuff
Thanksgiving.
stuff
Divorce.
would be stuff would be awkward. Like my Grammy was dating some fucking crazy guy, and then
Divorce.
You divorced Granny?
Divorced.
Or the guy?
She divorced.
Didn't know how to make mashed potatoes. Divorce.
He used to swear all the time, and we would be
salted
like
the gravy.
little
Divorce.
kids. Like we went over for dinner, and he would just be like saying the most like inappropriate shit.
Your
Like my
family-
Grammy like kicked him out of a campground one time. She brought him all the way back to their house, and she was like, "You're staying here." He was like, "What am I supposed to do for food?" And she was like, "Figure it out." And then she drove back to like Acadia.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. Your family sounds lit. Divorce.
Yeah. No, she's been married like 4 times.
Okay, Granny. Serve.
Anyway, no, she's dead now.
Oh,
But
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
But yeah. Just like my family's pretty cool now, you know?
There's like no nonsense. Fuck that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Do you fear one day that you just won't be invited to? Like,
Divorce.
You'll no longer be cool.
That I will be divorced.
Yeah.
So you're
you
gonna
think
get, it's
you're
just
gonna
gonna
be-
be a plain piece of coffee paper in your mailbox, and that's all it says. It's just divorce.
Divorce. Just divorce.
Instead of a fucking Christmas card, that's what you get.
Yeah, so my
His
advice
parents
is
stop
like
talking to him,
just
even though they
what
live
you
in the
have
same
to do
house.
is find the family members that you guys all like.
Yep.
And this is what we did. Because once these other members would leave,
This is what we did.
once these certain people, the soon to be divorced, once they left,
Mhm.
there was a family discussion about
Nice.
how much we hate this guy.
Nice.
And then eventually, the cool family member married to the other family. And this is
Well, you got
not
family
even like,
members marrying
even if
family
somebody
members?
listened to this, they wouldn't know. No, like
Married to the divorced one.
divorced one, right? That's the one everybody. That would be the one everybody likes, right?
Mhm.
But they married
So then
bad.
they start to figure out, oh, my family doesn't like this guy and kind of don't either. Divorce. It's a slow process,
Right.
Divorce.
but over the course of,
Several decades.
yeah, it's like
So
you just
the-
get a cool family
The
now
issue with
until
on-
something happens and there's another divorce.
the issue on my end is that most of the family is the other side.
Right.
So it's
Where
like
the
me, my
divorcees-
parents, and like one cousin who are cool.
So you guys don't get together and talk
No,
shit
we
about
do. Well, usually it's just me getting in fights with my relatives on Facebook.
Wait, so is this? Here's the problem though. Is so your situation? It's not
I
somebody
think I'm
that's
the divorcee
okay. So
in
you're
this
the problem.
situation. Yeah, yeah.
So maybe you just need to divorce yourself.
I think I might.
Like you don't have any family member that's like this is all blood related,
Yeah.
not like somebody that.
Well, for the most part, some of it's not. They're all in their same little bubble
Mm-hmm.
of what they
Okay.
like and what they believe and who they vote for. And I'm
His whole family's divorced.
not in
They
that
divorced
bubble.
you.
Yeah.
Divorce. What
I'm
about you? Any divorce in the,
not
in the
popular.
family?
You're from Alabama,
You
so
got a
Yeah.
cool.
My
Is it?
shit's like non-existent. They all hate
Oh.
each other.
Oh man. See, that's kind of fun too.
Oh, it's hilarious. I can't wait till I get married because Anthony's family's the same way. So we're going to bring them all together. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited.
I was like eavesdropping because it was when I went to court. Like with the cop there was.
when I went to court.
Turns out like he's marrying like
Did you
this
win
other
your
woman
court
that was there,
case?
his sister. Well, it wasn't. It was just a.
When I
jury
went
selection.
to court.
I've been to court a couple times. One just because I had to pay a fine.
Yep.
But
What was the other?
for jury selection.
No, I feel like when you say I was doing jury selection, it's not described as when I went to court.
Been a couple of times.
I was at court, whatever.
I
Anyway,
was
the
at
cop was talking to
court.
this other woman that was there. And it's like turns out that was his like their families were joining. Like he was marrying the woman's sister, and then he was like, "But I think I'm marrying into a lot of drama." And she was explaining it all to him, and I was like, "That is
The tea.
exhausting."
She's laying out the tea.
So they talked to like certain families. It's like some people only talk to certain people,
Oh, yeah.
and then that guy can talk to this guy, but not these people. And it's just like,
That's how my family is.
yeah, that's exhausting.
Yeah, it's disgusting. That's why I don't talk to
So what do
anyone.
you even do for Christmas?
Me?
You just hang out here? You go back
Literally,
to-
my mother, my partner, and I sit at my mother's house with our dog and cats, and we have. That's
Yeah.
what we do for Thanksgiving. We don't do
Nice.
Easter. Like that's literally it. When I go to Alabama, I visit my friends and my grandfather.
You don't do the Chinese restaurant?
I definitely go to a Chinese restaurant.
Yes, that's the way to. That's
but
the
not
way
on
to
Christmas. No, we make ham on Christmas. The fuck?
do it. Oh,
make turkey.
ham. Ugh, disgusting.
Because turkey's delicious.
We make
We
Lucky
make
Garden.
turkey on Thanksgiving.
We make Lucky Garden.
That shit. Wait, which one is that? All
That's
the
the
ones
one
in
in
One in
fucking.
Hollowell.
Hollowell.
Oh man, dude,
What?
I
Is
got
gross?
some like chicken from there, and then my fiance got some chicken from there. It was the same dish.
Mhm.
We had 3 different kinds of meat, and I'm not talking like light meat, dark meat. We had 3 whole different types of meat in 2 boxes of food. It was all supposed to be chicken.
I don't think that's true.
Why would I lie?
Yeah,
I
why?
just think,
And
no,
why
I'm
would
not
I
saying
waste
you're.
$50 worth of Chinese food when I was fucking starving that
I'm
night?
not saying that you're a liar. I'm just saying you're an idiot.
Okay.
Well, like, so you got chicken,
All I've eaten for like 20 years is chicken. I feel like I know what it looks like.
and then
so
there was like,
Well, it's from a different culture.
yeah, it was like sesame chicken. Was like all it was.
it's got a weird texture to it, though. Their
Chicken?
No, the sesame stuff you get. It's like that sticky chicken.
No, like it was the inside of like I cut it open. Like I was looking at it.
Chicken.
I was looking
Is
at the
weird.
meat, and like I've cut open whole like I've done whole chickens before. Like I know that some of it can look weird and off.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I know what I saw. That was weird shit.
I'm not saying that you
I
don't
don't know
what
if
you
like
saw,
a
but I'm
shrimp
telling
or something
you,
like fell off the line
that's
into
happened
the
to me
thing,
before.
or like what? But it was
Yeah.
That's
it
happened
was,
twice.
It was
So why
fucking
did you
weird.
not believe her?
Well,
when this
because
has
That's what I'm saying.
happened
He's
to
like,
you?
I'm saying you're an idiot.
because you're acting like, oh, there was
It was
like
not. It was not chicken.
what you're saying is the thing that I'm hearing is I ordered it and there was like 3 different types of meat, like even amounts of each one.
No,
Not
there was like
I ordered
there
a
was
thing.
like,
I ordered a big thing of chicken and there was somebody accidentally dropped a shrimp.
but
in
that's what
there.
I'm saying. It wasn't one piece. It was like throughout.
So yeah, what I'm saying is she is an idiot.
That's me.
It could have been like blended up chicken.
Is that okay? Like, are you okay with that?
Sure.
I mean, a chicken nugget,
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
like a chicken nugget.
If I purchase it again for whatever reason, I
get
will.
Lucky Garden
take
not that
pictures
So
often.
and
what,
show
what
you
dish?
guys.
What dish is it? You
It
could
was-
get Lucky Garden some night.
It was either like
Do you wanna
sesame
pay
chicken
for
or
it?
orange chicken.
Give a shit.
It was just chicken.
Sesame chicken.
While we play Spider-Man, Jordan's gonna go. They're probably close. Do you want to play Spider-Man after this, Jordan?
Not really. Why are you playing Spider-Man?
Told you. Told you.
What happened to the other
Fucking
one?
Called it. Spider-Man just came out. I got it today.
Oh, that's what you're doing.
I'm really excited to play it.
I heard it sucked.
You haven't heard shit.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2, PS5.
Spider-Man 2. How's the graphics on it?
Amazing. People say it's pushing console gaming further than ever before in terms of both story and graphics. Apparently the load times are like non-existent. There's no load times. It's just always loaded.
I did kind of want to see this.
If you want to play, we can play.
We're doing that tonight?
Or we can play until dawn.
It's past my bedtime.
Yeah, it's kind of late.
How come last time
I'm off. I don't work.
everybody says, oh yeah, we can just do stuff after the podcast. I don't care. And then I tried to do stuff after the podcast and everyone's
then
like,
everyone
It's too
cares."
late.
Obviously, I was just kidding. I don't know about divorced over here, but
Divorced. What are you doing? Anything tomorrow?
No.
I'm off tomorrow. It's supposed to rain all day.
what's today?
Friday.
Friday. I rarely get
What time?
weekends off. What time is it now?
What time would you want to do it tomorrow?
Oh, I don't care.
He says
6-ish.
that, but what?
I said 6-ish.
I feel like that's not that much earlier than now.
No, that's what we normally do. Do you want 5?
I was thinking like 1.
1?
Yeah.
That's too early. I can't even guarantee that I'll be awake at 1.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem.
I usually get up around like 9.
Wake up at like 7 o'clock in the morning like a normal person.
Too much.
Why you gotta be getting out of here so early if you're not gonna go to bed? You're not gonna be waking up until 9 or 10 o'clock.
Need to wind down.
What?
I get it. He's gotta
You
go
can't
home.
wind down and play a few
He's
video
gotta
games
take
with
a
your pals.
shower. He's gotta watch some
Brush my
telly.
teeth.
You're not gonna hang it. You want to brush your teeth here? I got a spare toothbrush.
Dude, I almost ripped this piercing
Brand
out
new.
brushing my teeth earlier. It's like still hurts right now. That thing
On
I
the
showed
bottom?
you?
Oh, well.
Almost ripped that whole thing.
How did you even get that in? Like, have you ever taken that out?
Yeah. It's fallen out. Well, I lost a ball, and it's really hard to find jewelry that I
Hitler
like.
lost the ball too.
Who?
Hitler.
Did he?
Did you see it? Oh my god,
No.
didn't one of your astronaut boys? He's missing a ball, right?
I don't know.
Or is that the biker boy?
Talking about Lance Armstrong?
One of the
I
Armstrongs.
think it's Lance Armstrong.
I don't know which one that
I
is.
think it's Lance Armstrong.
Is that the biker?
Yes.
Okay, I wouldn't know. Did you hear he got his ribs removed?
From
Yeah.
drinking too much semen?
What?
He got a sex change also.
Shit on the floor.
We should just start
Backstage.
rumors.
Shit on
That's
the
what we should
screen.
do. Just start rumors and act like they're true.
My uncle works at Nintendo.
Is there,
I get all the
somebody,
new games for free.
is there somebody above you
Yeah. Like floating above me?
walking?
Probably. Jordan's thinking about it. He's hearing a ghost.
Do you hear that?
No.
You don't hear that.
It's like water or something.
It's like a.
It's the water
It's
fountain
exactly
for the
what you would think a ghost, the noise that a ghost would make.
cats. There's kind of like background static.
Static. That's creepy. That's like from Poltergeist.
Uh,
When the little girl, the TV's all static, and she's like, "They're here."
Never seen Poltergeist.
Really?
Do you know that's the one where the house implodes at the end, right?
Oh yeah.
Ilum had to spend like
That cat is so cute looking. Oh my god.
hundreds of thousands, like millions and millions of dollars to make that house do that, and it took them like 6 months to build that house, like the model of the house, so that it would break in a way that looked cool.
They should have just done CGI.
It was like when did that movie come out?
I don't know, 1970 something.
Yeah,
Or early 80s, right?
yeah, sure. They had CGI back then. That's how they faked the moon landing.
Is that true?
Yeah,
Yep.
and the Jewish space lasers.
I've heard of those.
What about the
Yeah.
Nazi space program where Hitler's on the moon?
Did Hitler go to the moon?
Yeah, he's living there right now with JFK.
I thought it was a
They're
guy's
friends.
ball.
Did you just make that one up, or is that actually a thing?
No, that's a real thing that people believe that
Hitler
Hitler
is-
is living on the moon.
I'm gonna
Well,
look
in
this.
this secret Nazi space base. We gotta
Oh.
end it at some point because Jordan's too tired. He can't play Spider-Man.
He can't play Spider-Man.
Had all these plans,
Chris
like-
Pratt, homophobe.
all this stuff. Everything was gonna be fine because we were just gonna record one video each on Friday nights, and I just to get my 3 videos. And now I gotta go back to scheduling different videos for different days.
Just play Spider-Man.
I play a violin. It's also not the noise that a violin makes.
So it sounds like on SpongeBob.
Yeah, well, SpongeBob.
It's the
Surprisingly,
world's tiniest violin.
what?
You fucking clown. You don't know what it would sound
smallest
like.
Violin. It's the phrase.
Scientists forced to say Hitler is definitely not living on the moon.
Forced to say.
I don't even know what I'm gonna name this episode.
That is the New York Post.
Oh well, they're not trustworthy.
Why do we keep finding Nazis on the moon?
Because they were the.
Have you
the
ever seen
true-
Iron Sky?
Hmm?
Iron Sky?
No, I've seen the Iron Giant. Is it anything like that?
It is not. It's actually a really good movie. It's about Nazis living on the moon.
Sure.
And then the Nazis come here, but in their mind, Hitler's the best, and the Holocaust didn't happen.
Right.
There's none of that because it's
Mhm.
just the new generation.
Right.
So they think like they come to Earth, and then they realize that Hitler was not a good person.
Lies.
Except one
Deception.
of them, yeah. Except one of them, he's more like less sensitive, I guess.
Hmm.
He looks at the politics and he's like, they're doing this all wrong. So he goes with this woman who looks like Sarah Palin, and he starts running her campaign.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good movie.
Sure.
It's pretty funny.
Is Sarah Palin in it?
No, but it's this woman who looks like Sarah Palin, and it's some Republican lady, and then this Nazi helps her win, like, presidency.
There's a great video. This is the last thing that we're wrapping up.
Yeah.
There's a video about his name's Alan Pan. He does like science stuff on YouTube. And he said that there's this internet legend of this guy on like Kickstarter or something where somebody said they were going to make an air umbrella where it just like compresses, shoots air out so that it shoots the water away so it doesn't hit you. And they never made it. And this guy backed this campaign, and like once a day comments on this campaign and says, "Where's my fucking umbrella?" for like the last 9 years.
So they finally made it for him.
No. Well, so this guy's like, I'm going to make this umbrella and I'm going to give it to him, but I have to find him. So he has to like track where this guy, like figure out who this guy is. Then he flies him to California where he lives and like gives him this whole thing. They rent a limousine and like pick him up from the airport and all this stuff. And it's like super cool. The guy's super nice. And even though his comments are like, "Where's my fucking umbrella? I want my fucking umbrella." But they like, at the end of the video, they're like, "Hey, we wanted to like show that a lot of people support you," and they have all the cameo. They have all these actors where you like pay them $200, and they'll say whatever. It's just like all these different actors, like, "Oh yeah, great," like whatever his name, Michael is, like, "Oh yeah, Michael, go!" And at the end, it's Sarah Palin, and she's like dancing. She's like, "Yeah," and everybody's looking at Alan Pan, and he's just like, "She's cheap." Like it's so clear she has no idea what she's talking about. And he keeps doing it. Like he keeps getting her to do stuff.
Sarah Palin?
Yeah. Like he did this thing where he's fighting with CNN because they like copyright struck something or whatever. And so he made an alternate shirt that says "come" in like the CNN font. And he kept selling them. And so he got a cease and desist from CNN. And I think in the video he's like, apparently CNN is so close to "come" that I'm violating the copyright. So then it's a video of Sarah Palin being like, "I think this is unjust." Anyway, that's the end of the episode, everybody. I guess we're not playing Spider-Man. Ripperoni.
You guys can play Spider-Man if you want.
No, apparently somebody else is gonna go to bed too.
Oh my gosh, like I wasn't obviously joking.
Do you want to play Spider-Man?
No. What was that?
I've been up since 2:30. I'm really fucking tired.
So do you want to play Spider-Man, or do you want to go to sleep and do Spider-Man tomorrow?
No, I'll play Spider-Man.
Okay.
Jordan, will you stay if we play Until Dawn and play Spider-Man tomorrow?